Shalom, shalom wa ahaba, mishpachah, shalom wa ahaba. Peace and love, family, peace and love. I want to say shalom to the whole house of Yasharel, all 12 tribes scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, to wherever we've been driven to the lands of our captivity. I also want to say shalom to the sojourners, the Gentiles, and the foreigners, and all those who give thanks, honor, and praises to the Elohim, or God of the Bible, and his only begotten Son, Yahushua HaMashiach, to whom many of you refer to as Christ. Hallelujah. Mishpachah. As I said, up until this upcoming election, you gonna find me on this platform talking a lot about politics, and the reason why is because I feel like our people are being manipulated and led to the slaughterhouse by our very own people. You understand that, Mr. Picard? And one of the bad habits that we have developed in our community is automatically trusting people that look like us. And our enemy understands that about us, which is why they sent our own people to trick us into supporting and voting for people, policies, you know what I mean, and politicians that have that do not have our best interests at heart. It was the same way they did with the Tuskegee Institute. You know, they make sure that they used a black nurse to coerce those brothers to come in and be experimented on with the disease, Slika Salakli, excuse me, the disease of syphilis. It's the same old trick. They use our own people to manipulate us and trick us into shooting ourselves in the foot, socially, economically, as well as politically. And I'm asking you today, who's the real dictator? Who actually thinks like a dictator at heart? Is it Kamala Harris or is it Donald Trump? You know, because the blue side, the Democrats are always trying to say that Donald Trump is a potential dictator, that he gonna take your rights, he gonna destroy the Constitution and all this, that, and the third. But when you sit back and really listen at these two individuals talk, or these two sides talk, whether Democrat or Republican, you will see that the side that Donald Trump is representing, because I don't really think he's a natural Republican. I think that's just the side he chose to roll with. But these people ain't talking nothing about messing with the Constitution. If anything, they talk about upholding the Constitution and caring for Americans first. Whereas in the other side, is always speaking on what's wrong with the Constitution, and always talking about regulating your free speech, and always talking about restricting your gun rights. So when you say who's an actual dictator at heart, is it Kamala or is it Donald J. Trump? And when these people talk, you need to listen to these people. I want to share with you an old article from Fox News. We're going to read off of Fox News. And this is a flashback article of something Kamala said in her days as a attorney general, or whatever she was over there, a district attorney in San Francisco. And this article says Kamala Harris once said police could pay surprise visits to legal gun owners' homes for safe storage checks. So they're going to come to your house and you legally brought your gun. And this woman devised a law in California that said that they could still come up in your house and check to see if you storing your gun properly. As San Francisco's district attorney, Kamala Harris told legal gun owners in her community that authorities could walk into their homes to inspect whether they were storing their firearms properly under the new law she helped draft. We're going to require responsible behaviors among everybody in the community. And just because you legally possess a gun in the sanctity of your locked home doesn't mean that we're not going to walk into that home and check to see if you're being responsible and safe in the way you conduct your affairs, Harris told a group of reporters in May 2007. So do you really want somebody in office that feels like the government should be big enough to just come up in your house and check to see if you storing your gun properly, if you ain't committed no crimes and gave them no reason to come up in your house? That sounds like a legal search and seizure, which is a right that is guaranteed to you under ding, 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 the U.S. Constitution. So when these people talk about who is a dictator and who thinks like a dictator, listen at both of these people talk. Who always talk about regulating people's speech and what they saying on the internet if they saying something that they don't like? Democrats or Republicans? Who always talking about messing with your gun rights, even if you are a legal gun owner? Who, and let me break this down before I get out of here, because like I said, we have to educate our people, because these Democrats thrive on our ignorance. Let me tell y'all what the plan is for these people they bringing over here, why they got the borders wide open. The borders are open because this is a communist move in the potential and an attempt at the communists to take over this world. What they're doing is they're flooding our borders with these illegal immigrants. They want to place these illegal immigrants in certain districts within the swing states, especially districts that they usually lose in the swing states. For those of you who may not know what a swing state is, the swing states are the states that you really have to win in order to win a presidential election. So what they're doing is they're bringing all these people in, trying to get these people some kind of amnesty and get them to be citizens so that they can vote. And then tell these people that if they don't vote Democrat and vote for them, then they will lose the privileges that they are currently getting under the Democratic rulership. So they are creating a permanently loyal voter class. Also, illegal immigrants can be counted on the census. So if these people are not deported, come 2030 or whenever the next census is, these illegal immigrants, you know what I mean, some of them probably be legal by then, but these immigrants that they have brought over here will be counted in the next census, and they could potentially get 13 more seats in the House of Representatives. What they are trying to do is position themselves to never lose another presidential election, so that what happened to them in 2016 won't happen again, and also that they will have a one-party rule in the United States of America. That is what they are up to. And nobody's going to educate our people on what the big plan is. They're going to feed on your emotions. They're going to try to make you think that Trump is a racist when it has been shown to me that this man in the 70s was on the Soul Train line. It don't get no blacker than the Soul Train line. You understand that, Mr. Picard? And from what I understand, he had one or two black girlfriends in his past. So it's hard to paint people like that are racist. But this shows you how powerful the TV is as a weapon, Mr. Picard. So when somebody want to sit back and say who is a dictator, listen at who talks and thinks like a dictator. You understand that, Mr. Picard? Because I guarantee you, you're going to realize that Donald Trump don't sound like no dictator. And Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, they do. And most of your dictators, if not all of them, were the leaders of communist regimes, communist and socialist regimes. The Nazi Party was the Nazi Socialist Party of Germany. Remember that, Mr. Picard. And like I said, and do not forget that the Democrats thrive off of your ignorance. That is why they try to censor and persecute and oppress and silence anybody that tries to tell you the truth and inform you of what's really going on in the world. Keep your eyes open, Mr. Picard. Stay prepared so that you don't have to get prepared. And remember that your redemption is near. Until we meet again, Mr. Picard, Kumar Yasharel, Kam Yasha Allah, Rise Yisrael, Shalom, Shalom, Salama, Mr. Picard. Hallelujah.